Now, in mid-2025, cases of police brutality dominated the airwaves, from the mysterious death of teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang in police custody hours after he was arrested in his home, to the shooting of an unarmed mask vendor, Boniface Mwangi Kariuki, at point-blank range during protests against police brutality. Our reporter Winfrey Owino interrogates the scars of police brutality and the challenges that IPOA faces in probing crimes committed by police, which takes years before a conviction is made.
In 2025, the country was taken aback by the story of Albert Ojwang, a young teacher and blogger who was arrested in his home in Homa Bay County by DCI officers and brought to Nairobi. Hours later, he was dead. Mysteriously, junior police officers were charged, but the case has stalled in court because the CCTV footage of the cells remains unavailable. Weeks later, a junior police officer is caught on camera shooting an unarmed mask vendor, Boniface Mwangi Kariuki, during protests against police brutality. He was later charged and the case is pending in the High Court. The two cases went viral in 2025, sparking anger among Kenyans, an indicator that police brutality remains a recurring issue that is characterized by use of excessive force, arbitrary arrest, and enforced disappearances. August 2021 in Kianjokoma, Embu County, two brothers, Benson and Emmanuel Ndwiga, were arrested by the police for allegedly flouting COVID-19 rules. 3 days later, their bodies were found at Embu Level 5 Hospital morgue.
I remember them as very obedient boys, very outgoing, people who are at the prime of their youth, boys who were in school. We were looking forward to having them come out, build the nation, because they were still in school. We have really not come to terms with the loss of the two boys, because the gap that was left can never be filled.
Unaona mahali niliweka kaburi, ndio mahali nilikuwa niwajenge. Nikiangalia kwa compound, ukiona ile mti iko nyuma ya vijana, hiyo mti inanikumbusha miaka inazindi na sijapata justice.
In one corner of their parents' compound sits the twin graves, which is a painful reminder of that fateful day, the day that robbed them of their sons whose futures looked promising.
I remember very well. It was on 31st of July 2021. The boys finished their work. They had a small shop where they were working. And exactly at 10 p.m., 6 minutes, they were captured by the police because they had flouted the curfew rules. There were many boys. They managed to capture the two sons. And what followed, it's not very clear what happened, but what followed is they were in police custody until 3 days later, when we came to discover that their bodies were lying at Embu Level 5 morgue. So these boys were taken in by the police, and the police are the one who booked them as unknown persons, dead bodies at Embu Level 5 morgue.
And I remember when that issue, came, maneno hapa Kianjokoma ilikuwa mbaya sana, because from the family, the community, our leaders, everyone, ilitokea kwa barabara, kulilia justice, Emmanuel at Ben, and also in the front line.
The two brothers' mysterious death left their mother emotionally broken and distraught. She has developed health complications over time. The situation has been aggravated by the delays in the courts, which they describe as torturing emotionally.
Nimekuwa nikigojeka sana kutoka hiyo wakati Ben na Emmanuel walienda. The whole of this year nilikuwa mgonjwa mpaka nikaraswa mwezi ya 5. Ya pressure bado inazidi. Inazidi juu vile nilikuwa nimechukulia vijana yangu kama wakati wa masomo. Nilikuwa nimewachukulia kama project. Sasa project yangu iliisha. Sina matumaini. Tunaona wazazi wanasaidiwa na vijana. Kama Beni alikuwa na maono mingi sana. Alikuwa anafanya maneno ya sora. Kuja niwekee sora. Kenya Power inatusumbuanga sana.
The inordinate delays in our judiciary has been very torturing. We have had over 10 mentions for the last 3 years, and that long ways has been very torturous to the family.
In Kasarani, we meet Rogers Hezron, who sustained a bullet wound in Githurai on June 24, 2024. He was reportedly heading home from work when he was shot by a bullet from a police vehicle on the Thika superhighway, and now he has to adjust to his new normal after his leg was amputated.
Najua sahi hata siwezi pepa hata 5 liters mtungi. Naona sio ni challenge kubwa sana kwanza. Pia mapato pia pesa sasa pia ni ngumu. Sasa kazi nilikuwa nafanya ni ya jua kali, pia siwezi fanya kazi na hii mguu mmoja. Sasa wakati hiyo before nilikuwa nafanya kazi yangu vizuri. Pia nyumba na kulipa, si kwa nakaa nyumba kama hii, nilikuwa nakaa nyumba ni 1 bedroom. So vile maisha imekuwa ngumu, sasa nimeanza tena kudrop kana kuja nakaa nyumba single room. Na maisha sasa imeenda mrama kabisa, sasa imesindikana kabisa. Mahali nilikuwa nakaa vizuri, hivyo maisha ikabadilika.
In his case, no one has ever been charged, and he appears to have given up on the quest for justice. He says he has made a complaint at the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the body mandated to investigate crimes committed by the police.
Hao ndio wanaendelea wanaendelea na uchunguzi. Tangu nilipoenda huko last year mwezi wa 10 mpaka sasa hivi sitapata ile uchunguzi imefika wapi ama imeenda wapi.
But the story of Rogers and the Ndwiga family is a similar story that so many others have gone through, spending years in the courts in the quest for justice for their loved ones, and by the time they get the justice, they are too worn out, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And so they have decided to create forums to openly speak about the challenges that they go through.
Waliitwa wakaambiwa kuja haraka, kuna majambazi wako hapa kwetu. Hata wakati walikuja kutuvamia walidhania tumetoroka, tumejificha na kondoo kwa maji. Na sisi tulikuwa tuko hali ya uvuvi tu peke yake. Hata venye walipiga risasi ndio wakatuambia, waliniambia kuja hapa lete hiyo mbuzi. Sasa mimi venye nilikuja hivi nikamwambia mkubwa, mimi sina mbuzi, hii ni samaki tu iko hapa. Venye tu aliona ni samaki akaanza kuregret kuanzia hapo.
I'm a survivor myself, wife to the late Martin Kome, who his life ended in a police cell, just like that of Willie Kimani, Albert Ojwang, and many others. As a survivor, I've gone through a lot of trauma. You find that families, due to the case being relayed in court, families go through psychological trauma with a lot of court adjournments. We also face loss of evidence because of the delays. You find that if a case takes 7 years, maybe some key witnesses die along the way. Others lose, they forget to capture the real aspect of time when that act happened, and that weakens the case.
Statistics by the National Council on Administration of Justice shows that in the 2024-2025 financial year, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority processed 1,010 cases. Out of these, 711 were investigated, but only 171 were forwarded to the ODPP for prosecution. But the Independent Policing Oversight Authority chairperson Isaac Hassan explains why prosecuting cases against the police is a tall order, from the authority being understaffed to police shielding each other and non-cooperation with the investigations.
I think from what I understand now from my experience in IPOA, sometimes the police initially will take a statement, and then occasionally again it will be given to the CID to do, and then who will come and do their own statement. And when IPOA takes over the case, it will take its own statement after taking the files from the DCI. So it's possible that when IPOA is coming to the case, already things may have happened, and then we are just coming to now take over from there.
So, what will it take for victims of police excesses to get justice?
Cases of IPOA, especially the ones of murder and manslaughter against police officers, are usually of public interest and great. But when we come to court, they are part of the court list, and they are just part of the normal. We have tried to argue with the Chief Justice and with the National Committee on the Administration of Justice that perhaps these cases could also be given a little of priority.
Something needs to be done. All involved persons, starting from the police leadership itself, have to seriously think about what we should do in our society. We cannot go on like this.
Delayed justice for victims of police brutality in Kenya stems from prolonged court cases and insufficient evidence. Survivors are mostly frustrated by numerous court adjournments and at times threats to witnesses. Winfrey Owino, KTN, Nairobi.